up? Little app-driven guy after dark. So I usually don't do this. This is a more of like a vlog video, which is not really my style. I usually just kind of give advice, you know, just kind of talk on different subjects, just kind of speak my mind. But this is kind of a rundown of what I went through in the last 13 hours. This is really very, for me, this was an experience where I remained persistent and didn't give up and just kept digging, and it worked out really well. So I started the day off yesterday. I got up at like 9 o'clock Saturday morning. I had to go out of the house early. We had to get out of our house for a while so we could let our realtor show the house to some people. We're moving out of our house back to Arizona. And so, you know, I started the day out kind of early. I didn't get starting to work until about 4 o'clock. I took my kids early in the day to Chuck E. Cheese and had some fun there, and, you know, just had a really good day with the kids. But then, you know, I didn't start my work day until about 4:30 in the afternoon, and didn't really expect, you know, I was thinking I was probably going to work until 3 o'clock in the morning, work the bar rush, be done around that time. So I went out. It started off really slow. You know, I did a couple of Lyft rides, I did a couple food orders. You know, I wasn't really doing very good. I picked up a 2-hour Amazon block and did that. It was like $36. You know, it just wasn't really going very good. But I always tell myself when things are slow like that and it's not good money per hour, you know, it's like you just got to keep going. You just got to keep digging. You know, like that little thing from Finding Nemo. You know, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. It always goes through my head. My cousin of mine, when I used to do construction, would always say, just keep digging, just keep digging, when we would do, you know, when we were digging footings by hand. And so that always just kind of stuck with me. And it's kind of been like a theme of mine that I use when work is not going that great. You know, you just got to keep going. You got to keep digging. And, you know, if you give up, you never know, like, how close to gold you were. So anyway, I kept going through the night. I kept, you know, just kept working it. I got, you know, a couple decent rides here and there, but I really wasn't making any more than like $13, $14 an hour for the whole night. I worked till about midnight, ended up kind of close to the airport. There wasn't a whole lot of drivers there. So I took myself a little break at the airport, and, you know, I went into some meditation. I got pretty deep into meditation. You know, I really was starting to get to a point where I had to push through, you know, and like really get past a lot of chatter and noise in my mind, and really get to a place where I could remind myself that, you know, I have access to infinite wisdom. You know, if you allow yourself to turn off your mind, you know, and just turn off the thought and the chatter, you know, you can get to a place of real deep infinite truth and wisdom within yourself. And, you know, it was a very good feeling. You know, I just was able, when I get into that sort of meditative state, I get these tingles. It's like an electric impulse that kind of goes down my forehead over and over again, and that's like a physical manifestation that tells me that I'm in a good deep state of meditation. And, you know, I felt really good. I was getting you know, a good feeling about the night. I knew things were going to start looking up. I had given money away earlier in the night. You know, I like to do that when I have a shift because, you know, I like to bless others. I stop at this one convenience store where it's like guaranteed someone's going to ask me for money. And, you know, I always give them a 5 when they ask me for 1. And I feel like I always have a great night when I give first. You know, and I gave the gas station attendant $5. So anyway, good thing, I knew good things were in store for me. And so I finally got my airport ride. It was a good airport ride. It was like $22. From there, I went downtown I got myself a nice, you know, little 25% primetime Lyft ride. So things were looking good. Got back downtown and things were really cooking. I mean, it was like 500% primetime, 5 times Uber surge, you know, but I wasn't having any luck getting a ride. It was, you know, when the surge is that high, sometimes it's hard to pick up a ride because people don't want to order. So I got a ride that was, I knew it was at least like a 300% prime time, maybe 400%. And I get there, and I'm always very cautious when I pull up to these clubs where there's just tons of people outside smoking and everyone's all crazy. And sure enough, the guy that ordered the ride walks up and hops in, and he's talking to his buddy. He's like, all right, everybody get in. And, you know, that's always a red flag when I say everybody get in. And so 4 guys get in the back of the car. And so immediately I'm prepared for this situation now, because I do not like giving people a ride when there are too many people for the ride. It bothers me. I mean, they should be ordering a van. And I've been burned on that situation where people are like, oh, we'll hook you up with a tip. We'll pay you extra. And then of course, one guy in the back, there's always one that's like, oh no, just go. Don't worry about it. It's cool. And I'm like, no, dude. Like, I haven't even accepted this ride yet. You guys need to give me $10 up front, as an extra fee for me having to take you when you should be ordering a van. And so the guy that ordered the ride was like, okay, cool. You know, he had a $5 bill. He was getting some money from his friends, but the one loudmouth in the back had to just keep running his mouth. Oh, yeah, no, that's not cool, man. You don't tip up front for service. You know, we tip you at the back end. And then, you know, like, we can rate you, too. We can always rate you, you know. And I'm like, yeah, dude, whatever. Or you can just get out. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to compromise, my vehicle and my safety and my driving record because you guys want to order a ride, that's too big for what you're ordering. And so he just kept running his mouth. They gave me the money, and we go, and the guy just keeps running his mouth anyway. And so we get to the spot, and I drop him off, and this is where I got a little crazy. He gets out of the car, and he's just like, yeah, this whole tipping up front thing just doesn't work, man. I'm like, well, obviously it did, because I got my money, and you're just upset because it didn't work out the way you wanted to, and you guys got your ride, so why are you running your mouth still? And he's just like, oh yeah, F you, blah, 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 and he's like, goes like he's gonna start peeing on my car. So I jump out of the car. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? Get away from my car, dude. And he's like, oh, what are you gonna do? I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't step away from my car right now. And he just starts getting like, oh yeah, and he gets all up on me. I'm like, dude, do something. Like, take a punch, dude. You're drunk. I will drop you and destroy you. Like, don't even try to touch me. And if you touch my car, I will beat you down. He's just like, oh yeah, whatever, dude. Starts getting in my face, and I was just like, okay, dude, I'm gonna get in my car, and if you touch my car, I'm gonna get out and beat you. And he just like gets down in my window and like starts mouthing something off. I just drove off. I felt, a little like out of character, but I also felt like, hey, I stood up for myself. I did what I needed to do. I got the money up front for, taking them all, because that's just the way I play it. And it was a $30 ride. It was $40 with the prime time, and I got $30 out of that, so I ended up making almost $40 on that one. So I got that one done, and then I get out of there. The surge is all over for the night. I went and ate like a huge Mexican meal. I had a chili relleno plate and 3 rolled tacos with guacamole and cheese. Probably about 2,000 calories all in one meal. It felt so good. I worked out yesterday really hard for it anyway. But so then after that, I turn on my Lyft and Uber airport filters, because now at this point it was daylight savings had kicked the clock ahead an hour, and so it was already like 4:30 in the morning. So I get myself a Lyft ride. It's like regular price, but it's $15. They give me a $5 tip, and then I took a small Lyft ride after that. And then it was like almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was to the point where I'm just like, dude, I need to go home. I'm getting tired. I've already been working like 12 hours, almost 13 hours. But I'm just going to dig for gold, dude. I'm just going to go for it. And because I saw some prime time going on, And so I drove over, and you know, I saw where there was some prime time going on, and I just like felt like I should take one more, and I turned it on, and this ride popped up, and it wasn't even where the prime time was showing, but I knew it was an area that is known, you know, it has prime time a lot. And so I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna grab this one. I picked her up. There's a 20-minute airport ride. Dropped her off. $65 ride. $50 going to me. And when I go to check my payouts, $15 tip immediately, dude. $65 ride that I could have just like said, oh, I'm too tired, I'm gonna go home. But I just dug for that gold. I know it's getting old hearing me say that, but that's that was my night. And then that was just 20 minutes ago. I dropped her off. Now I'm done. Came home, and that was the difference. Taking those last 3 rides was the difference between, you know, a $230 shift and a $320 shift. You know, I made $100 in that last hour and a half, and just can't say it enough. Just gotta dig for gold. All right, so yeah, so there's a vlog for you. March 13th. Now it is Portland, Oregon. App driven guy. Good night.